Shaolin,
the mysterious birthplace of Kung Fu.
Zen, martial art, focus on calm, all points to a deeper kind of power. More than a temple, it's one of the most iconic symbols of China, and its abbot, known as Chief of 10,000 Monks, the Master of the Masters.
What do you imagine the top monk of the world would look like? A monk, way up high on this giant wooden throne. He's sitting there, not moving a muscle, smoke drifting around him, candles are barely hold still. He doesn't say a word, but somehow, everyone's already bowing.
No, that's not him. He's a CEO, a diplomat, a certified spiritual brand strategist. Until one day, he stopped leading rituals and started leading board meetings.
Since becoming abbot in 1999, Shi Yongxin pushed Shaolin into full brand industrial mode. According to China News Weekly, as of 2025, he and his network had set up more than 40 companies, covering culture export, martial art academies, Shaolin medicine, tourism operations, and real estate. In 2006, he proposed a 300 million Shaolin village in Australia. Critics called it the Mac Temple of the East. You thought he was chanting mantras? He was chanting KPI. You thought he was knocking wood blocks? He was ringing IPO bells. While other temples sold incense, he sold souvenirs, scenic tickets, stage performances, and licensing contracts. He was Shaolin's global speaking person, also its board chairman. He appeared at TAB, joined official meetings abroad, spoke of Shaolin philosophy in Europe, and swiped cards in VIP lounges. While monks practiced with staffs, he was out signing brand deals. For years, he lived like a legend, untouchable, almost mythical. Shi Yongxin was like a king in the rhyme of Chinese Shaolin. On the surface, he appeared to be everything the public admired, a modern monk who commercialized Buddhism with stunning success, brought billions of wealth to Shaolin Temple, and made significant contribution of charity, a respected elder, a spiritual icon, and a living saint. So were those facts ever real? Or was the whole thing just a performance, sold as truth? In July 2025, China's Buddhist Association and the Religious Affairs Office jointly announced Shi Yongxin is under investigation for taking temple donations for personal use and funneling assets into private ventures. As a result, his monastic status was stripped. Reports state he diverted donations into private business, involving some over 100 million Chinese yuan, some of which were sent abroad. Dozens of women come forward, confirming they had a long-standing affair with him. According to rumors, he probably had a bunch of secret kids, like he was trying to compete with Nick Cannon. It's starting to sound less like a temple and more like a harem. Let's talk specifics. According to Xinchu Daily, one woman, a female follower, was seen entering Shi Yongxin's bedroom at exactly 4 a.m., not once but multiple times. Obviously, no one learned Buddhism in 4 a.m. She was there to become disciple. Yeah, in his bedroom. Insiders said this was the routine. Some women waited in line. Some got invited into a WeChat group called the Shaolin Blessing Circle, a chat full of female followers who had all received guidance from there. After 4 a.m. meetings, doors opened, business contacts, official meetings, media roles. One of those female followers landed a six-figure cultural consulting gig, weeks after joining. These women, they know Shaolin wasn't just a temple, it was a fast lane into elite society. The more obedient you were, the more doors opened. It was all about connections. And behind the curtain, property deals, company shakes, side businesses run through family boxes. The temple wasn't his mission, it was his front. This wasn't just a scandal, it was systemic corruption dressed in saffron. Financially, he reported funneled temple funds into private companies under his control, purchasing properties registered under alliances, and dividing donations overseas. Some of these deals, fancy spa hotels, big temples with a gift shop and room service, the only thing getting enlightened is your credit card. This wasn't just a scandal, it was a fucking landslide. Global media dove in. AP called him the disgraced Zen tycoon. The Washington Post described him as a monk who turned Dharma into something you could slap on a price tag. The Daily Beast went further. A billionaire in a rope. The Guardian's headline: CEO monk under probe for embezzlement and secret family. Social media caught fire. Weibo hashtag hit 560 million views. This wasn't just monks falling. This was a collapse of spiritual credibility in real time. Once, we saw Shaolin as faith, spirit, and a symbol of culture. Now it feels like a limited company or a joke.
Were monks talking like accountant and temples turn into chain stores? What do we really believe in? Are we following Buddha or just following a brand? Shaolin may never fall, but its abbot truly did. Luckily, religious belief in China isn't that widespread, so this scandal won't shake the nation's spiritual foundation as a similar case in Thailand. But still, I ask, in today's world, do we still need religions like we used to? 阿弥陀佛。